Greetings, everyone. Welcoming in every person, place, or thing in existence. This is a Nate the Great Facebook live stream and YouTube streaming. All right. This performance that we'll go through shall and will be done for informational purposes only. All right. So, peace, everybody. I want to welcome everyone in. Greetings, salutation, salutes, whatever the beautiful terminology or dialogue in which you greet people or individuals in, I so shall return it unto you. All right. So we're gonna wait, see if we can get some individuals to weigh on in, let everybody get signified. All right. And while we do that, let's listen to some tunes I put together. This one here is Sunshine. Hold up. Don't go tracking this and see who the author of it is. This is not copywritten, or there's no one who has the masters to this other than me. So it's only going to come back on your phone, author unknown. All right? Let's check it out. Sunshine. I be feeling good all in my neighborhood, and I be feeling all right. Doing everything in my mind and then bring it to life. We're talking about building heaven within self. I don't want you to wait till you to have to die to go to heaven. I want to show you, just like Malcolm X was doing, introduce you heaven here while you live. Is there something against that? Do anybody have anything against that? I want to show you heaven way before you even get to the ultimate heaven that you've created and built for yourself. Real talk. If Malcolm the X said that And he got it from Elijah. You ain't got to wait to die to go to heaven, people. I don't know where you get that idea from. That must be told by some enemy or adversary. You know what I mean? All right, let's get into the science. Let's get into the science and mathematics that I got for today. All right, so the last video that I've done, or last time we were together, we were talking about the 12 laws, right? And that stream was looking at 12 laws and our relation to them. So we're going to continue on in that idea because we left off at law 4. Okay. So we're going to continue. We're going to pick back up at law 4. And again, and taking in consideration now, if you notice, this stream is titled "And More." We're going to continue in the rest of the laws, right? Because we got 12 in total. We stopped at 4. We're going to start pick back up at 4. But notice it says "and more." And more what? Well, we just had what they call the aurora, or what many of you know as the northern green lights or northern lights, right? So we want to see, again, picking back up in the same concept of stream that we done previously, of recognizing and realizing our relationship. And we want to see and discover now. This is what it is. This is not something we're going to have to look at and make a grade or consider. You're actually going to discover information, and then you're going to take yourself and apply it and speak it and bring it into manifestation at once. Never mind the mysterious God or the sky daddy. It's okay if you got one. This works for everybody, all people. I don't care if you're religion, non-religion. I don't care if you're Buddhist, Muslim, Christian, Sufism, Ahmadiyya, Israel Hebrewite, Nation Islam, 5%er, you name it. This strategy, this tool, this majestic spell that I have created for you works for everybody. Now, people, if you could take and trust what they tell you at in our professional state of existence, don't wait till you got to hear it again come across national television or radio to only do and apply what I'm telling you right now. I'm giving you all a head start. I'm the specimen. I'm the study. You can't have nothing like this in existence or creation and cannot comprehend and understand how come you throw every tactic and strategy at it. It does not falter or even become distorted. It has a way of seeing, it has a continuum of even going on its own, still by having elements falterated only to turn into nothing but that of what is so divine of that idea or one's will. You got to be sharp when you talking. You got to be sharp when you discussing. Because why? I already taught you in other videos that words cast spells, didn't I? I already initiated you into the wizardry class, far beyond what Harry Potter and them are giving you. And you ain't going, I'm not going to allow you and sit here and act like I didn't. I'm not going to allow you to do that. Because all you're going to do is have to refresh your own memory. You can fake your citizens, you can fake your fellow man and woman out here, but you can't fake yourself. You know what you know what you've heard, you know what you've been through. So, first thing I'm going to do is say my prayers. All right, let's get started. And y'all know how it is. It's the Father's Prayer, only revised by Nate the Great. And it goes as such. Everybody hold your self-esteem high. And if you want, put your head high, eyes wide open, visualizing some state of existence that you've created. I am Father who is in heaven. Solid be my names. I am King that has come. My will be done on earth as it is written within myself. Every day I get my bread. I do no trespassing. Therefore, I ask that no one trespass against me. I am not led to temptation, for I do as I say. Are we clear? I don't follow you. Oh, Nate did this because that person went and did this. No, that's what I wanted to do because just it was introduced to me. Eventually I would have done it anyway. So don't let nothing lead you or tempt you to do that what you wouldn't want done in your own soul and be comfortable and satisfied with. That's what that means. That's why I revised it. You see, the Pope would amend me for this. There's not been such a yet time an individual come along and revise that Father's Prayer. Not until I come along, yo. It's right there, it's written. I got it. So you can't even copyright that. You can't duplicate this. This is marked and dated. You come up with some revisement of the Father's Prayer, other than our Father who is in heaven, hallowed be thy names. See, we, it has to be solid now. You that's why you were so soft. That's how Satan got by you. You hollow makes you timid, weak, suspect, easy to get. Now that I fattened you up, gave you that enlightenment. Now you solid all the way through. In all your names, my nigga. You see why I'm revising it? Because it's not that I didn't like the Father's Prayer. Remember, I come from that type of orientation. But I realized that it didn't work to a certain it only worked to a certain point and extent. After that, you're going to have to move on to something more enlightening. So I am king in my dome with power and glory for all time. Okay? So thank you for allowing me to say my prayers. And it's open. You can get in this comment section. The floor is open. Uh, any ideas that you would like to share to the stream, put in the comment section if I happen to catch it. Oh, Big Dog Philly. Oh, Jay, peace, God. Okay, I see Big Dog was in the house or is in the house. That's what's up. I'm going on and keep dropping this science. We can check it out and do what we up thy will with it. Y'all know how I ride. All right. Especially if you are already of those of the illuminated ones. And I ain't talking about the ones all up in Hollywood and on the, the high platforms. I'm talking about the average cat in the hood, average citizen, somebody who is aware. You'd be surprised how many people in Kensington y'all laughing at is conscious. Yep. And once they get off that drug, if they can get off that shit, they're changed. They're helping change the whole paradigm in which not just Kensington exists or Philadelphia or America. They start joining in and telling you how, and where we can start helping to move away some of those chemicals, right? You said it's chemicals that was been sprayed. Well, how are we going to combat that? What are you going to do? Just let it stay there? No. That's why you ain't get the chance to see the green lights. You see? But we need everybody to join in on the party all together. So again, we want to give that energy out to the Big Dog Philly OG. Yup. Or Mike and mod him up because I don't think he was moderated on there. So that's what I'm going to do. Add as a moderator. Manager, op moderator. Just in case in the future, it's nothing really too big. I'm not fascinated with this technology stuff and everybody boo-hooing and liking it. Don't get me wrong. I attend a lot of people podcasts and streams more so than people do mine, and I'm comfortable with that. Again, I was never the one that want to step out in the crowd, and I got to be the one that sit back and make sure everything that y'all doing is copacetic. You know what I'm talking about? Like somebody, y'all. That's why I tell you all the time. You people is fine. You some beautiful beings out here in existence, and that's why it's like you give me the incentive to really want to express myself to be thyself and bring more about myself into manifestation. See, because there's no one small aspect of what you are. Don't let nobody give you an end of who and what you are. You see, because tomorrow have not yet come, so you ain't have experience yet. What you're going to start to develop and add into the self. Just because you like chocolate ice cream and vanilla ice cream and your color is black and blue and green and you prefer white women over black women, and no, there's a whole lot more to yourself. You only started on the surface, the physical. All that you spoke of was of the micro realm, the microsphere. You didn't say nothing, not even one word. You could do one word on the macro, meaning something spiritual. He talking about I like big butts over prefer than small butts. No, what about enlightened minds? What do you prefer there? That they don't even know what you're talking about when you say something like that to them. So in our declaration, I want it to be stated that, and I want everyone to keep this in remembrance that you are the master, the maker, the molder, the shaper of all of what you are and have in existence, and that's to come. And if you continue and understanding what I'm expressing in due time, all this does unfold and all things does come to light. Like Elijah Muhammad said, if it doesn't, then it bear no fruit, right? And it all avail to nothing. You didn't lose nothing. You can still continue on believing as you believed in, doing as you were doing, existing as you was existing. As long as it's comfortable. That's the whole point. You are made or unmade by ourselves, by yourself, by our thoughts, by your thought alone. Unless you allow me to penetrate it with different rays and uh, frequencies and beams of light. Now, this is going on heavy today. This is what a lot of people don't understand of what we is going on is what they call spiritual warfare. You see, the average, you got to understand, the average religious person, when it comes to spiritual warfare, they think you be talking about invisible forces around them that look like Casper the Friendly Ghost. You don't understand that. With angels and fucking wings and shit and pitchforks. I don't know, maybe Satan have upgraded to an AK-47. It might be an invisible AK-47 at this point. Because you know, coming from a religious spiritual perspective, this is how we was trained and taught to think. But no one never considered that spirituality could be that of dealing with any type of frequency and currency and energy. Because after all, what is spirit? Huh? Light, electricity, light, people. You forge the weapons by which you can control all aspects of your existence. You control the weapons by which you will destroy yourself or fashion yourself with heavenly mansions of joy, strength, and peace. By the right choice and true application of thought, you will ascend to the divine perfection of that of what you are. All in all. See? You become the Allah. All in all. Yeah. Remember you used to talk about I'm a bag, you all that. Now you ain't all that no more. Because why? I'm telling you that you all that. See how you hate yourself? Just 3 decades ago, you ran around here talking about, nigga, I'm all that in a bag of chips with a Snickers bar. Now I come along and show you with your first eye how, yeah, you are all that and some, and that, yes, the universe do evolve around you, and that you're not spinning on nothing. You want to throw me under the train. That ain't cool. I thought we was homies. You ain't even want to be my friend no more because why? I stopped spinning you on a merry-go-round. You knew once you got on there, I was waiting for that ass to get on there, and I ran over there. You remember when you was a kid at the playground and you got on the merry-go-round? I used to wait. See, I had sisters. I got 6 sisters, and I was with some of them, and they'd be on there, and you know, sisters got girlfriends, so I wait till all the girls is on there, and I run over there, and I just start spinning it. Now, remind you, we not talking no more than what, people? Let's be honest, without them getting hurt, 13 to 14, 15 miles per hour. But then you went to school right in the same, I mean, you walk 100 feet over there into that building called a school, and you let them tell you that you were spinning on a globe at 1,000. And you didn't wake the fuck up and peak game? They say, oh, Nate, you can't judge like that. It's just too big. Well, goddamn it, it's just too big. Well, you can't figure it out then. I can prove then that I'm not spinning. If that's the case, it's not even at 1,000 then if you calculate measurements and distance and mathematics and such as that. How do you equate what's moving at 1,000 miles? And if I'm in a car or in a motorcycle, huh? Or on a horse, 1,000 miles is going to be 1,000 miles per hour, no matter what. If I got a bicycle with an engine that I hooked up on it and a gas tank, if I can get that thing to move at 1,000, that's what you clocking in at. So keep in mind, by right choices and true application, we ascend to divine perfection in and of ourselves. And by the abuse and wrong application of thought, we descend below the level of what they call the beast. Now, don't get me wrong. Well, I ain't going to really get into that. But the only thing is, please don't be afraid of the beast. Some of you do well as a beast. And some of you are the beast, and you're having confliction in your life because you're letting somebody tell you that you're not the beast. And now you can't go out and do beastly things because your counselor said that you sick and you need to be taking medication. No. Do your beastly shit to the beastliest perfection. Don't stop. Trust me. I ain't never seen a criminal go to prison and don't come out mastering what they went in for. I know. You might have, they may have, that's how good they are. They may have fooled you into thinking that there was seemed to be some type of uh, 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 reconsideration and what the Farrakhan call it. Ah man, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, sorrowful for what you've done and you changed your life, and they figure if they give you 13 years, then by default you don't have no choice other than but to come out with a different point of view and perspective. Yeah, all these things work, but it's totally up to the individual in themselves that knows what they're doing. That's the key thing. You staying in control. No, listen, I don't shut nobody down for how they exist in the world. You ever see people who say they crazy and they get a check and shit? You ever talk to them? At that point, they're not crazy. You just told me you talked to them. Crazy people, you won't be. If you really look at what crazy it is, you won't be able to talk to them. Because crazy is only according to a cultural identification and definition. So according to what Eurocentric code, it's other than that what's been programmed in my mind. Check. I ain't got right. Come on now. I failed kindergarten, and I never seen first, second, third grade. That nigga crazy. That's what y'all deem this as. You know? But look ahead. That craziness, that individual that went crazy can become masterful in that of what they crazyizing in. If I can say that. If that's a word. Add that in there. Put that in the dictionary. Crazyizing. See, it's like dipping and dabbing in a certain element. If nobody don't know the definition of taking part in of that which is favorable. Oh, let me stop. Come on, let's get over with the information here because I got a lot to cover, and we still on first page. So look, people, between these two streams, which is going to be your higher self, which is the Father, the God, the Most High, and your lower self, which is the beast, are all the grades of characters. You see? You're going to find hoes, pimps, hustlers, drug addicts, liars, thieves, connivers, burglars, arsonists, murderers, You get the picture. My only thing is that whatever character you chose, see, you chose the assignment to come here. So that means you picked the avatar. Ask your kids and watch your kids when they play the game and how it starts off. Oftentimes they gotta pick themselves a character. You do it on your phone. Different avatars and looks and things of what you know. That's what you're not really representing. That's that's the same thing you're doing now. That meat suit you in is not really who you are. You can't fool me, B. That's just a character you picked up. And you might be so good as to keep picking up different ones and keep coming at me, thinking I'm a fall for your same trick. But all the while, it's like the movie, it's like in the Matrix. Remember, he was fighting them, he made a lot of them. That's what you do. As soon as I get rid of her, here come another one. And I'll give you an example. You see it in a smaller instant of life. A motherfucker begging and asking for shit. You ever notice how you, everywhere you go, goddamn, you at the corner, at the light, somebody out there holding a sign. Go to Wawa. Somebody sitting out there opening up doors for you. If possible, can you spare any change? And you know, get home on your block. Kids come running up because here come Mr. Softy truck down the street. I mean, by the time you get your next check, you ain't got nothing left. And so, what? You get used and comfortable to living in such a manner. I know. Ain't nothing wrong with that. At least you're doing something right. You see? That right there shows and proves that the human, the sight, the mind can adapt itself to all things and anything. And if you, and when, not if, when you put your thought, energy, and your action to it in this day and time, I'm here to tell you, you bound to get. It's like if I sent you something over the Cash App right now. You know how fast that come, right? Same thing, but it's only on a spiritual sense. It's on a macro level. And you definitely want to get paid more so in that aspect than you do in the physical. Trust me. It's very rewarding, people. It's very rewarding. So moving on, right? Our next thing is to do is read out of a book titled Trust Life by Louise Hay. Y'all know have I have had quintillions of books, so I'm an advocate book, and I'm weaning out of it. I'm I'm recovering. Yeah, books was addiction, just like everything else in life, just like how you eat. You know them hoagies you used to eat for or them Pepsis you drank for 7, 10, 12, 13 years. Well, I was reading books and shit like that. That's what's my addiction. And so that's how I was able to accumulate and even own, live, and have books pretty much all my life. But this is what I came to do. This is why it's comfortable. It's no problem with me. If you don't like books, listen, man, don't even buy a fucking book. Never buy a book in your life. Stay that ignorant. That's the greatest sin. Ignorance. Don't let nobody tell you different either. Ignorance is why. Just think about it. You could have got $1 million, but because of your ignorance, you missed it. I know a lot of you like $1 million. Don't front. Don't front. You can use $1 million right now. So this book is, if this information is coming from a woman by the name of Louise Hay, and she writes that I put love into my daily schedule. Well, first let's go to this one right here. I'm sorry. There are a lot of people who need goals in life, a 1 year goal or a 5 year goal, but that was never me, she writes. I wasn't really trying to do anything that was well defined or narrowly focused. My question was always, how can I help people? Right? She goes on to say that I have asked that question thousands of times, and I continue to ask it still till today. When I see all the difficult things that are happening in and around your life, your neighborhood, and she has in the world, I realized that I might not be able to do anything specific, but what I can do is ask the question and the project, I'm sorry, and project the intention energetically. That's the key concept I want you to grasp here, because you are electric and you're going to deal, involve in all sorts of electricity from here on out. So help your God, because he got the power. So you better listen to me. So she says, I she uh hold on. She realized that I might not be able to do anything specific, but what I can do is ask the question and project the intention energetically of how might I help. I put love into my daily schedule. Listen, love is the most powerful force that this third rail has to manipulate all affairs and events in your existence. You know I'm right. 3 days, give it 3 days, try it. If not, go back to hate or whatever emotion or spell you use. But love is very effective. I didn't see motherfuckers get killed. Listen, man. I didn't see in the courtroom somebody kill somebody's brother, man. And the relative of the brother went up to the individual who had committed the crime. And y'all haven't seen this before. I ain't got to explain this shit. And actually hug, damn near kissing, talking about I forgive you. So love is very powerful, people. You gotta understand. If it was for love, I don't even know if the white folks will ever still be around in this day. For after what these niggas has learned and been through, you know? Even if the story is real or not. You gotta understand. And I'm using the terminology understand for a purpose, people. Because I don't need you to think about what somebody else thinking about what's the said knowledge that has been expressed. This is a class that you're, listen, don't let me explain this ever again. When I get on the air, you are now in a monastery. You're not in the Twilight Zone. You ain't in the Matrix. You can forget it. But you ain't even in your own world, my nigga. You're in my monastery. You're my sunken zone. You're now in Sync Sync. Remember that? You're now in Sync Sync. The sunken zone of nature greets. It ain't even got, it's just nature greets. That's how expressive you are. Don't put a cap on yourself. If you don't cap me, don't cap yourself. I always said that. And you know how you quick to tell me no cap, nigga. I ain't gonna cap you. Don't cap yourself. Make sure you ain't cap yourself either. I know you like me a lot. I love you too. But and right, so the sister goes on to say, and I recommend you get this book. It's called Trust Life, people. Written by Louise Hay. Louise, last name Hay, Hay. Google it real quick. She'll pop up. It's got good ideas that'll take you a long way. See, because she said she put the love to the thing. Whether I go to the supermarket, you know how often you need some love when y'all get in that supermarket, especially if you're at Save a Lot. Lines all long, people smelling, it's hot. So but you're gonna need to find some of that love, right? Real talk. Or to switch up supermarkets. Go to Aldi. They fast. You don't even get a bag with this shit. She gonna throw your shit right in the cart and keep it moving. I remember the first time I went to Aldi's, I got to by the time I'm ready to pull the cash out and everything, she's sitting there looking at me. I'm like, well, damn. Excuse me. I didn't mean to buy this. But we wanna apply that love, whether we go to the supermarket, whether you're working in the office, whether you're working around people that you don't like. I recommend that you work on yourself where you get out of not liking and just acknowledging and whatever the aspect it is that you don't like, seeing how energetically, as she says here, come on now, intention energetically of how you're going to help, how you're going to do something different. You got a lot of people that's in professional field, man, that's racist. Did you know that? You got some people won't even go see professional people because of racism. Yeah. So one of our purposes in life is to help heal the world. Now, of course, if you're not no energetic individual, if you find yourself being more that of the physical world and not having so much of spirituality, then this isn't for you. At least not now. But if you found out that you've become nothing but that of the REA and non-ether, and you now have mastered that of the 666, then this is jewels that'll take you into your next room, into your next step. Listen, she goes on to write that we start with healing ourselves. The center of our world is wherever we are. Our thoughts go out from us like ripples in a pond. How many of you ever seen when you throw a rock, right? You drop the rock in the water. Or fellas, you urinating in the toilet. If you paying close attention, you hitting that little spot part of the water, you see how it ripples out, right? Well, same way, like your thoughts, same way of what your intentions and your ideas are. This is why nothing is hidden. You think you hiding from somebody. No. When the scripture says that a law sees everything, trust me, I see everything. We're not talking about a mystery God. We're not talking about spooky gods. We're talking about the individuals, the ones that wrote the scriptures, right? For example, who is the author of the King James Bible? Right. I gave you the answer. And others, but we know that King James is the author of those scriptures right there. The Quran, I think they have it as it being maybe the Caliphs. Don't quote me on it. But every religion, every body that claims a God other than themselves, bear witness that either they sat down with the God, right? Or it was inspired through them and by them. You fucked up right there with me. Because now, how come it gets to be done through you and not through me? What makes you better than me where God can't pull me to the side, pull my coat? I mean, come on. I could be in the most wrenched condition. That's the one you're supposed to pull to the side first. So you can't say because you wouldn't understand and you was too wild and you wouldn't listen. No, that's the one I grabbed first. We want to send energy out to Lady Shea Butter, Dreamy Queen. That's right. Continuing in your evolution towards that of all what you will. Namaste. And that's right. The good thing about when you become self-lord and master is that you know that you get to recreate yourself over and over and over again. And I'm not just talking about like today, people, like in this lifetime. Like, okay, next week I'm gonna wear women's clothes and this week I wear man's clothes. No. And I'm not even talking about doing some old mental, emotional shit either. Oh, I feel like real masculine today and tomorrow I'm on my feminine. It goes way far beyond that. Where do you think you go when you lay this particular avatar down that night? Huh? I don't want the answer from what they told you in school. I want you to tell me you sit back for a minute and you reflect. Let alone what they have told you through your religious scene and your schooling and you're hanging out with your homies and your peers and shit. You personally, did you ever see this God? Do you remember this God sending you down here to earth and say, hey, my man or young lady, I'm going to send you down there to Bill and Becky, and they're some good parents, and you ought to obey them. And the first thing you're going to need to do is say your prayers before you go to bed and when you're sitting at the dinner table. It didn't go like that. Everybody, if you was born in America, you were actually trained into the idea that you had to worship this God. Because if you didn't, you got smacked in your mouth before you even ran in the house and picked up the fork. Did you say your prayers? That is jumping. You forgot. How you forget and you come from God? That's impossible. See, it would be more like it would seem to me that if God wanted to heal the world, make it better, each nigga that you send here, I'll give that message to carry out. And then if he or she doesn't carry it out, I'm striking that ass. Facts. Let's take a break for a minute. Yeah, hold up. I'm coming right back. Okay, so I think we was reading out of Louise Hay. Make sure we're gonna clean up what she was expressing. All right. So I think the last concept where we left off, what she was making mention of was us being the center of our world, wherever and whoever you are. Our thoughts go out from us like ripples in a pond. When we create harmony inside, right, by thinking harmonious thoughts, then that energy goes out from us into the world, touching people and places and things. If you ever notice when I open up, people think I'm crazy because I say, welcome every person, people, place, or thing in existence. you you didn't study the seven harmonic principles, did you? Everything vibrates. Why you think I got everything on my team? Why you think I got the largest army on the planet Earth? Because I tap in tune to the most vibrating things the most and bring peace and harmony with it. They think I'm a loner. All my life, they say, oh, he's a loner. Oh, even I ride motorcycle. They call him Lone Wolf, I think. No, I'm not. Only if they knew. You don't know what I'm talking about? No. These type of beings, they deal with a lot of magic, people. They deal with, they manipulate the elements and forces of nature. So it may appear to the physical eye that a person is a loner. So as she states here, when you create harmony inside by thinking harmonious thoughts, then that energy goes out from you into the world, touching people, places, and things. These vibrations are felt and responded to. Let's make sure that we are radiating harmony and love. Now you can take it for what you want. You can take you cannot listen. You can still be jealous, envious, and hate and fight and stool pitching. Just pick up that harmony and love. Ain't nothing, nobody said you can't have more shit. Add it to your list. And then after a while, what happens when you start dealing in that realm or that field, you might want to start eliminating your list because it's too full. You can start, well, you got love. So fuck it. What's the opposite of love? Hey, you can cross that off. Okay? It's a game like you got to play with yourself every day. And it's fun. It's the best thing to do. There's nothing more important in existence than for you to master yourself. don't need $45 an hour. Are you kidding me? The little bit of change they hold you to now is keeping you at bay. You can't handle that. Y'all all stressed out, anxiety. Because McDonald's making $15 an hour now. Y'all think y'all high sedity. It's a game. You gotta play the game well. I'm not telling you how I'm not saying don't play the game. Understand me well. Because you already here. So we be wasting our time. But check it out. Like they showed me how to do this and get through. Let me tell you. That's all. So I think we cleaned up what Louise was expressing. Right. And we're going to move right into these laws and we're going to let everybody go home. All right. So we last left off at law 4. And that was the law of attraction. So, like attracts, like according to the law of attraction. All right. In other words, whatever you are is what you get. What happened to you in life, you did it. That's what you deserve. I don't care if we was walking down the street and somebody smacked you. It's not because just cause people or coincident accident or God didn't favor you that day. This is the ideas we hear that exist. And I know you heard it before. You hear some people say, especially elders, they'll say, oh, how's your day? Oh, I'm highly favored. As if everybody's not highly favored. So you see, some of you niggas aren't highly favored. So automatically, that plays a vibration and a role and play out in your everyday existence. And in return, you got to be the one that feels though that God is not favoring you. Why? Because your engine went. You on your way to work and you blew an engine. Thalinda, we also want to give energy out to Thalinda. Thalida. Sending Thalida well wishes, high ties, great thoughts, well wishes. See, it's always good if you can do it in person. You can do it through your friends and your family members on your Facebook page. Let's sidebar for a minute from the law of attraction. And let's look at Facebook for a minute. I was speaking about books earlier. Y'all know I come from a lineage of dealing with books, right? I got tons of them. I have tons of them. May not have tons of them now, but I've had. So the point is, Facebook is the new book. Let me give you an example. Your first book was when you were sitting together, dialoguing and communicating within self. Your brain was the ability to compute and hold all information. Then what happened at some point in time after us having our recreationing, right? Other But, and I'm going to put this so the people of this time can understand this. So these beings come along and they want to now write on walls. You call that hieroglyphics, ancient Egypt, beautiful artwork. It's a bunch of dumb shit, yo. It's just garbage. It looked like somebody was confused. You went mad and they was fucking stuck in that little hole. You build the door too big and you get down in there, it's a little tight spot with all this writing shit all on the walls. Come on, man. Do that today. I'm gonna already say this nigga is crazy and you was bored as shit. Right? They'll tell you, oh, they left that for you to come and find out how to fucking talk and discover your own life. As if you're gonna be so dumb, you won't be able to figure your own shit out. And so here go 2024, these niggas finding out the same goddamn iPad that I got right here is on the pyramid. Come on, man. We need to wake up. And we're waking up. We are. So I'm not throwing nobody under the train. But your book, this Facebook now is the new book that has to be written. So everybody that partakes of the web or airwave by that title or called Facebook, that's important. That's you. I don't care. You could go back to people who passed away and put their information in there, and you could pull up their book, their life. It's an autobiography. You know that, right? You didn't look at it like that. That's why you don't. Why you think Barnes and Nobles and they closed down all the bookstores? You weren't paying attention. You see, they knew it. They said, "Damn, everybody writing their own story now." You got actors, dancers, comedians, rappers, you name it. Hollywood and went the fuck out of business. Y'all didn't know that, but they ain't gonna tell you. Of course not. That ain't none of your business. You talk about, oh, I ain't know that. As if they was gonna get on Channel 10. They did tell you. Y'all missed it though. Remember they went on strike. All them people went on. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I think we was paying too much attention to whether P. Diddy is doing what he's doing or not. And they really tossed and twisted them up because they forgot all about his first accusation was, I thought he was accused of Tupac Shakur. How did y'all get to? Oh man, what's something going on, man? It's not still the investigation of this man, and I'm not trying to put this man. I hope the police ain't watching, and and they remember, because I don't hear no more now about whether is he still a corporate in the. Maybe I'm missing the news, man. So let me shut up. I ain't gonna speak too much on what I don't know, because I have been doing my due diligence study in my metaphysical stuff here, in order, especially since we got this northern green lights coming, and fuck, I'm mad because I ain't get to see it. You think I'm gonna be worrying about who's screwing who? Don't let them fool you. Don't let them school you. Them only want to rule you, man. Once them educate you, man, you be dumbed down like a box of rock star. See? So like me say, man, listen, like attracts like according to the law of attraction. In other words, and those who don't know, I am reading from that of the wiki how to do anything. Okay? It's the www.wikihow.com. Laws of the universe. 12 laws of the universe. All right? I don't want to infringe on anyone's person, place, or thing. You know, that's never my intention. I'm too good for that to be doing stuff like that. I'm too sexy for this hat, too sexy for this. I'm too just damn sexy. I mean, remember that? That joint was crazy. I remember I was working in a factory driving the forklift. You know what I mean? Always something constructive. And that's what life is about, having your good memories. You doing things in existence. When you hear songs come on, them songs, you ain't supposed to be like, oh, turn that song off. I don't want, and a lot of people do this, yo, and I don't mean to, I ain't infringing on no one's emotion, those who are really emotional people, but I hope you snap out of it, because a lot of people don't like Christmas songs. Why? Because somebody passed away at Christmas. I can't relate to that. That's not something going on. And this is not the stream to Remy that matter. So getting back into the laws that we was making mention of, like I said, I'm reading up out of the www.wikihow.com 12 laws of the universe. And we stating that, in other words, if you didn't understand the concept of like attracts what you like, you get what you focus on. That's basically what it's saying here. And like I said, like I tell people all the time, what you see about me is what you get. This, listen, I win in so many ways. There's no harm and fault about that. That's what you will want. That's what I want. Don't come to me pump faking me, deception, snake style. You dressing or looking or talking or acting, and then you got alternative motives. Not that they'll get by. That's why some people, you got to know who they could fake it to and on. Hey, some people know they can't fake around everybody. They got to come real, and that's why, like in close quarters sections of neighborhoods, they stay away from each other because they know that ain't their light. And if they do mix in the same box, it's gonna be like pit bulls on sight. You hear me? So this science and mathematics just as applicable to that of everyday state of existing and functioning. Don't act like it's not, because you making $45 an hour. This is tea tonight that we're having. Herbal tea. Uh, Earl Grey. I almost forgot. Oh, it would have burnt me up if I would have forgot. Don't y'all hate that? And then it almost got me because I got so many teas. Earl Grey. This is what Earl Grey with some lemon. Okay, get you some real lemon or lime. Lime good too, lemon or lime. But y'all know lime is one of them is just derivative of the other. And what lime actually does is alkalize your water, your substance, your fluid. All right, and sea moss. So I got me some good sea moss. I got sea moss made up for me. Let's shout out, give much praises to Latanya for making it for me. One of my cousins, she keep me always with a nice supply of sea moss, and it's very good for your body, people. So I do recommend. Don't try to get the way I get it. Don't come contact by way of me, but find your own way and see if you can get you some sea moss. All right. I can tell you how to, handle it too if you like, because you can get it dry. You have to cook it up yourself, boil it, and rinse all the salt, the sea salt that it is. And if you really taste it, and I don't recommend that you do, but it's really sea salt. So it takes a good cleansing and rinsing and then soaking, I think. So it's a good natural process in making sea moss. So I don't do it myself. So I heard that that's a inexpensive way that you can get it done. But yeah, so I'm enjoying that tonight, which is very tasteful. Oh, did I say I put the honey? Oh, agave, agave, some people call it agave. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's Agave. That, that it costs like 7.49, 7.99, something like that a bottle. Yeah, it's very expensive. That's some expensive sweetness, but it's authentic. We are led to or we are told and to accept or believe. And I say that because a lot of people think they buying honey off the shelves, and that's not really honey. That's not the honey from the bees. A lot of that stuff is plastic. But we ain't even gonna get into that either. We ain't come here to get into a health conscious state, right? So if you on Facebook and if you be sure that you write yourself a good book, right? Because it's always gonna be existing. Even if you take it down, it could be pulled up by the engine searcher of the networking system. Remember, you don't own that energy grid. You don't own that network. You don't have no supplier with none of that currency that's flowing, that's enabling people to utilize what you call Facebook or Google or Play Store or Message, any of these apps. All right, so let's move on to 5, which is law of inspired action. You must take action and pursue goals to realize them fully, right? We, me, you must take action and pursue goals to realize them fully. This is very similar to the law of attraction, though it pertains directly to your goals and aspirations in life. Essentially, this law reinforces the idea that taking action and making concrete changes will help invite the things you want into your life. See? It's internal inspiration that pushes you to chase and work towards your goals actively. And you do this, you bring this manifestation, things into fruition, right? Making it tangible by figuring out what first are your goals. What is it that you want to manifest? Real simple. See, you thought it was hard, and it gets easier because then you consider what you can do to achieve that goal. And first, I want you to have a strong sensation because remember that energy that you pull up and muster up of wanting to manifest and bring what you was thinking about into fruition. Some people can wake up in the morning and be dead broke, right? And lay there for another 13 minutes or 30 minutes or so and get right up and go out and pull in a couple dollars before 3 o'clock. I'm telling you about some magic, people. You ain't got to wait to somebody call you and say, well, come on in, when can you start? You ain't even got to run down to the unemployment office or the job agency or run through the daily newspaper. All you gotta do is sit back before you get out of that bed, and for however long it takes, I said 3, 4, 5 minutes. You gotta know you. You gotta know you how you work. Some of you might need to stay in there all day and think about it. If you're fortunate enough to do that, do that. Because they, a lot of people get up and they just do nothing with their life for so long. You see? So don't try and arrange a plan right away. Simply press pause, reflect, and remain open to all possibilities. It's easier today than it was back in my days and time. So we got the internet now. I'm doing so many multiple things now. It's tiresome. I'm going to cut back. And life will have a way of slowing you down too. So let's get through this, man. I got to get through this. I intend to get through these 12 laws because I swear I'm not coming back to this. But I got to fulfill my promise. And let's get out with these laws and show how it relates to us in its existence. And we really got a lot to cover but what we will do in another part is come back and do the and more to show the relationship, including a couple videos, right? Because this is what's going to be your receipt when you hear other people giving you the same idea or experience that you've already been through and conceived within yourself. We call that what? Confirmationing. All right? Don't let that be like, oh no, deja vu, I'm tripping. No, take your life serious. If you're having experiences, I don't care what type of thing going on in your mind, then by all means, you be attentive to it because that's what's going on. There's no such thing. Well, even if it is crazy, God damn it, I'm allow y'all. I'm gonna give you a pass. All everybody want to think there's crazy people, I'll give you a pass. But guess what? They happy and they know what they doing. They don't walk out in the street and get hit by that bus. They're gonna stop at the red light just like you do. Okay, so in closing, we're gonna finish up with these laws, right? We had the law of inspired action, and we looking at how it resonates with us, right? And how all things that we do is a direct manifestation of what comes through first your thought and what you're doing in existence. Even if I end up in prison with life, I thought about it, acted and moved out, and that was the consequences and repercussions. I can't talk about, I can't blame it on nobody. You're not going to give me a pass with that in court. I don't care what story. Y'all done tried everything. And you know when white folks done try different things and don't get away with it, that shit ain't, it's not, it's no good. It's not going to work. That's a no-go. You know? So don't try to arrange a plan right away. Simply press pause, reflect, and remain open to all possibilities. You might think of a new course of action that hasn't occurred to you before. Try keeping track of your efforts too. It might help to keep a reflection journal and make note of the steps, both big and small, you take to manifest your goals. Right? So we're going to go on to law 6. Favorite do it, that's a All right, so law 6 is law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Now, of course, people, with all these laws, we can go in deep depth. We can write we could documentaries and archives of information of just off of the laws that we're dealing with here, let alone every other thing that we have discussed and enjoying in our creation. So I'm and I'm striking to me. I say this because what's striking to me is when the term or ideal vision of transmutation comes to my sight, because right there alone, it's like it's not far from where it's going to be impossible for anyone to debate the fact that they can't transform into or transition or mutate when both mathematic and scientifically it can be proven that it's so impossible. And yes, it is going on. And we're dealing with energy. See? Everything is in constant flux, even if the changes are minuscule. Essentially, all things in the universe are always changing. Probably a lot of you never even change or rearrange your bedroom, much less change the way you present yourself or your clothes or even the style of clothes or even your mind, let alone your soul. What is the ultimate goal or purpose for existing, people? Hmm? We went over this. I said it. I gave y'all the answer before. For you to be all you can be. You ever heard that before? Where you heard that at before? Right. Some people say in the military, the army. It used to come on TV when I was young. Being all you can be. But I knew that these people understood sacred geometry, cosmology, symbology, and all the other ideologies. And so it was simulated from that of another concept, which is ultimately what? Dealing with you. Everything starts with you. All ideas, all concepts, everything that came into the physical plane is brought together none other than by you. All the sickness, pain, and suffering that any people on this plane is enduring is caused by, I'm not going to say you. I'm hoping it's not you. That could, some of you, you might be selling arms and shit and drugs or whatever. We got to partake in it. But it's caused by them themselves. Me. If I get a toothache, what do you want me to do? Call your insurance company and tell them that my tooth is hurting because of you? The candy company? I'm talking about Tasty Cake, god damn it. I wanted I wanted $30,000 and I want my tooth replaced. Well, sir, I didn't tell you to go in there and buy that candy. That's caused by you. You did that. That's why Satan said he don't make nobody do wrong. He just present the idea to you. That's why in my prayer, it says in the Father prayer, I state, be not led into temptation. There's a lot of things out here in the world that is strictly manufactured. You hear what I'm saying now? To alter and deter you from your primary goals and purposes. Now you can go ahead and take it for what you want and think I'm crazy. Yes, created for you. Who, me? Yes, me. I'm not excluded. It's beneficial. Somebody said, well, what would be the reason? What would be like? I mean, like, what would somebody have to gain for? Go tell them go stand in the corner because they don't understand nothing about metaphysics. They don't understand nothing about spiritual warfare. See, that's why some of you should have went to Catholic school, so y'all can really get a good taste of what this spiritual shit is about. See, not saying though, don't get me wrong, black. It's just that they made y'all scared of your spiritual self. In Catholicism, you get to practice that. Why you think every Sunday service is the same thing? Go in, bow down, cross up, stand up, bow down, sit down, stand up, get on your knees, stand up, get out, go take communion. Every Sunday, same thing. That shit is exercise. That's a ritual. Every time the Father, forgive me, I know I'm not supposed to call nobody else on Father, nobody on earth Father other than you. But this is what they making me call themselves. When the Father reads from the pulpit out of the Bible, he makes mention of Jesus Christ. Do you know what your obligation and duty is to do as a Catholic child? No, you don't. Why? Because you don't know the psychological degradation that was being perpetuated on your child or on you or anybody other than who it was initially intended for. I'm not saying for everybody. I'm talking to you people who you figure, and don't get me wrong. I know everybody wants good for their child and better. But some of you just go a little too far. God damn, you throw the motherfucker all the way up the top already and don't even prepare the motherfucker. At least prepare them. You shit, I was so unprepared, they kicked me out. I got kicked out of Catholic school. Insubordination. You couldn't get none of that by me. Nope. No, none of that. No Jesus. No guy walking in the garden. None of that. They having a conversation and you telling me he ain't here. Nah. I wouldn't have that at an early age, people. I was forced and whipped into conformity. I didn't graduate and do well. Y'all would think, some people think, oh shit, I think this nigga had a college degree and he looks intelligent, very studious. No. I'm like Jesus. I didn't come here for peace. So it states that if you're vibrating at a low frequency and spend time around a happy friend vibrating at a high frequency, your friend's infections, right? Positivity can also trigger your energy to shift to a higher frequency. This is all in that of the dealings of being what you've probably heard people that are here that are shape shifting. Oh, they just confused y'all so much and you got you so blinded. But it's okay. Just keep watching my videos, y'all. I'm gonna show you how to figure it out by yourself. Because I'm not here to hold your hand. I'm not none of you niggas babysitters, for real. I'm gonna show you how to do this and I'm keeping it moving. I got to. I got so much things to be partaking of. And it's totally impossible, but I'm going to see how I get it done. If it don't get done, then oh well. Guess what? I have a lot more to do in my next lifetime. You know what I mean? You ever notice how your list stay full? You got a list on your refrigerator and shit. The things to do, the things to get. Yeah. That list can never be completed sometimes. You know what that means? Number one, you'll never be bored. That's always a good sign, right? But that you'll be doing a lot of creating. A lot of this explanation of what you see going on in this world is caused by Sylvia, Crystal. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're in the remembrance in the minds of a lot of people just because you was an RN. Oh, you was a cab driver or a police officer or a firefighter, a doctor. You was a child advocacy, a liaison, a counselor, a sponsor. How about you? Listen, you was a drug and alcohol counselor. Woo! Them people need big bucks. And they do get it. But it's in a way, like I showed you before, how I got forces of with me, but yet you think I don't. Same way. Why you think teachers don't get paid a whole lot? Because they know the elite, those who govern and dictate the government, right? Your government understands how this is going to go. Don't think this shit here is put together with a small element of fracture in it. People know you got a knit tight, uh, created type of perpetuating and instituting of an energy in, and it's not going to be broken. It's not. You'd be better off waiting for the sun to stop coming out than to think you're going to change the system. It's not a person in it. You didn't shot the nigga for the wrong reason. Now you're going to jail and you're doing 30, 40, 50, possibly all your life in there. Because you thought he was the one that's holding you back from making more money. Ain't that dumb? That man got to feed his kids too. I'm just doing my job. See, creatures got to understand what the primary function and purposes is, right? And we find small things that you can do daily to bring more positivity into your life. Whether that means meditating, keeping a gratitude journal, go to the dollar store and get you one of those loose thin books and a goddamn pen. Keep it on you. Or use your cell phone. You got a note joint on your cell phone. Message thing. Go keep writing it right to. Listen, y'all. You can write so many books that after 50 years of you passing away out of your making your transition, so-called what y'all know as dying, somebody can find that you wrote. And they may have been in the same low vibrating type of frequency that you've once pulsated in 1947. Here it is, 4022, right? You don't expect to be here that long. I'm gonna give y'all the benefit of the doubt. But I know none of y'all niggas ain't gonna make it past 4,000. But this motherfucking note, that information that you put in here will be in your picture. Oh my goodness. Y'all don't know how beautiful what you doing in yourself. And you thinking it's the government. It's the system. I tell you a true story, but I'm not going to put it out there but I could tell you some miracles that I know that's magic in your own life. I understand you listen. One thing about me as being a psychologist and one of the greatest beings that's walking this plane of existence, right? Is that you have to understand that everybody's mind only creates that what it is and has. I can't see it. I can't change it. It ain't for me. It doesn't make it not real. And I'm sure a lot of you have experienced and noticed in life. You same one who don't believe in Jesus Christ, I guarantee you, I can show you somebody who got a Jesus Christ and they're vibrating way higher than you in all aspects and spheres of existence. keep running forth and back inside the drug house every once in a while, coming back out on the corner talking about how somebody else's life isn't working for them. That's madness. And I'm just giving out examples. Y'all know it, I went low, but I meant to, so you could really see how pain and sick and suffering some people is. You got some of your brothers, some of your sisters, some of your own family out there on drugs with a goddamn kufi on, talking about, oh man, we don't need to go there, do we? Come on, let's keep it positive, y'all. Let's keep vibrating high here. I'm not even trying to see that right now. So we find how to vibrate high by a lot of meditating. I don't know how much I could stress that meditation is important. Meditation is so important because, listen, it is like the only tool that really actualizes you communicating and having relationship with yourself, with nobody there to judge, no matter what you're doing, no matter what goes on. So keep a gratitude journal, if you will, or simply take it a few minutes to dance around your room. Some of you like to take off all your clothes and put baby oil on and some Timberland boots and start dancing in front of the mirror. As long as that it is giving you that life that you are intended for yourself and bring you power and joy. You know what I mean? Another example, expressing gratitude in a journal is an easy way to put yourself in a positive mindset. Just make it a daily practice to write it down, whatever you're thankful for at that moment. And still to this day, gratitude. I don't have to say it no more. I done said it so much already and practice it. It now becomes a way of existing for me. And if I know when I'm getting in trouble because I'm falling out of the element of what I built myself to, and gratitude is one of them. So if I start I'm looking at things and it's not going my way, and I'm emotionally declining or vibrating, you start to fall in your frequency. Then you just got to know that you falling out the element of having gratitude. You see? So that's very important. Law of cause and effect. We're on law 7. We're almost done. Cause and effect states that every action has a corresponding reaction. Whatever action you put into the world, will ultimately return to you. Let's define karma as the law of cause and effect, explains expert happiness coach Carrie Samuels. Quote, every action you do creates an outcome and an effect. How is this so? Same thing through the ripple effect of the rock that goes in the water. Although you don't see this, but you send out. That's how you know when your child come in. How many of you had a child, they come in from outside playing, and you know they did something. They ain't even say it. They look, now you know they lying. It's all on their face. Because you feeling it. You become intuitive. Some of you women, you good at that when it comes to your man. Because these men so weak and they lost all their power and all senses of being in any dominance of control of being God. Y'all by default master the men. And she ain't even gotta be black. It would be any woman. Any of that energy. we ain't gonna speak too much on that either, because I don't want too many people get gun-ho and happy. We don't. But in the lodge, they know what they got to talk about. That's alien sickness and what they Remy the matter was the word I was looking for. Remedying our illnesses and our sicknesses. You men know what you got to do. Discuss it. Move out on it and let it be no more. That's it. Don't take no, we don't need y'all, we don't need to be taking no goddamn long week to be solving problems that's ailing the community. That's dumb shit. Oh, I think we need a community meeting. All right, we're going to meet one time. After that, it's going to be how many people seen life? Then you know what it's got to be. Consequences and repercussions. Real talk. God don't do no talking. All that story they told you out of them Sahih Bukhari and Hadith Muslim books, that's fantasy. He ran Moses back and forth. Was it no Muhammad back and forth and shit to the people begging that let them make salat a little bit less. That was too much. I mean, you ever read the Sahih Muslim books or hadiths? Huh? No, not the encyclopedias. That's good. If you read the encyclopedias, you should be sharp when it comes to Eurocentric ideology. Then, shit, that's the basic foundation, my nigga. We knew that coming up. My family had that. Everybody in my family had to have set it up. I don't give a fuck if you Indian or you African. You better master this head shit, nigga. We in Rome. We in Rome. You do what the Romans do. We in America. And it worked well, you know. Most all my family shit in prominent areas of life and doing well spiritually and mentally. Okay, so that's ultimately what it's about. Getting here on Earth, right? Making like you at Burger motherfucking King. Yes. Having a burger as the king your way. You see? It's an esoteric. It's a cosmological idea. Cosmic logical idea. This is what it's like the string theory. You need to see the plagiarism in every aspect of existence all the way through. Just as if I give you an example, anybody don't understand what I'm saying. Some of you got cars, dogs, and shit. You know, they look pretty much like you after a while. You ever see a couple? They start dressing alike. They both got short haircuts, baseball caps on. And they even start looking alike. How is this? Huh? We talk about some real spiritual shit going on, people. That you are unaware of, but yet you're practicing it all day. Men, don't you know when them women start dressing like that? Fellas, you never was the one that made the idea to make your girl dress like you. Tell the truth. It's 9 times out of 10, when you see that type of relationship, it's always the woman who came up with that shit. She just popped up out of nowhere. God damn, baby, where you get your data suit from? Okay, damn, that's cool. You right away, you accept it because now you naturally you like, yeah, I got a Adidas suit. She got a Adidas suit. Why she had to get the same color? Now you run out, you want to go get a gray joint. She go out and go and get a gray joint. Now you go out and get a Nike suit. She go out and get a Nike suit. That's spiritual shit. That's spirit cooking. They're identifying. They're connecting. There's no way I can't, when y'all come out, I can't really not see you without, hey, how y'all doing? How you doing? This is, I can't forget. She's clinging. This hers. And they do this. So, fellas, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. So don't go home and throw out your whole wardrobe and start talking unpleasant words to your lady. That's not what I'm saying. She mean well. It's just that she need to be safe and keep what she has secure. Because these streets can take you. These streets can take what these women have out here as their survival, man. And then I'm not just saying a lot of time it's material thing. It's deep relationship and spiritual shit going on out here. And I can't cause cause she know him. This motherfucker he carry. He wound up being in jail. So now you're gonna have a really big problem. So you see, everything you gotta look at as this is what was meant when my mother told me. You if I don't care what it is, how minute or how big, you look at it as a spiritual experience. And at first it was hard, I ain't gonna lie. When you had the schools telling you beat you down indirectly, how and to be anti spiritual, everything spiritual, they telling me is scary and stay away from it. And yet you had your parents telling you another thing. So this is what now why I come along to just at least iron a little bit of things out before you begin to. I ain't gonna do too much. I don't have the time. Like I said, I'll just take you to the door. You open up the door and turn the light on and walk in and get on with the getting. I'm just telling you to be more aware of how your actions affect the people around you and yourself of your course. When you make decisions from a place of anger or negativity, it'll eventually take a toll. You may even think it done, I'm telling you. It don't even do it that day. You may smack your son and go ahead and back over there with your girlfriend and continue having y'all little juicy conversation about whatever it was you was demorally having. There's consequences and repercussions. So we have to check ourselves. Be stern on myself as I would on my job, on my child. You know, if you in the government and you authority of a sergeant or a captain and you give orders, you take that same energy that you give to your squad and you put it on yourself. How dare you? You better not come out, have yourself talking about refinedness when you yourself have not been refined in the mind. So work on embracing your positive energy and letting go of the negativity. All of it. Right now, I want anybody that's holding negativity in their mind, if you can think about the negative, let it say it's gone, I'm done. If you need example, here it is. You let somebody hold your credit card and you gave them your number, and they would go to take a little bit of money out to do a certain thing, and they took all your money out, and you didn't see them for a while, and you swear this person, you're gonna get them. Some people might even want to kill this person. Let it go. Let it go. Let them have that. $30,000, Nate. Let it go, man. Nate, I don't think you heard me, big. This nigga took $30,000 out of my account, man. How do you know that you didn't have it in there? You made it possible for him to have that. You didn't never look at it that way, did you? You never looked at it as if you were part of a story here, and that was the part of the play that was supposed to play out, and you want to fuck it up. You want to hire me now. go break his legs. Let's move on to the law of compensation. Because according to compensation, you get what you put in. You smack that little, listen, your husband, he's gonna come home and he might not physically put his hand on you. But there has to be a scar of a same type energy that you've implemented out that must be placed back upon me. Oh, let me tell you why I stopped asking, oh, why me? Y'all better pay attention. I stopped that shit a long time ago. That ain't that. I remember I used to say shit used to happen in my life, and I used to be like, oh shit, damn, why me, man? I got answered real quick. Nigga, you ain't playing your cards right. My old head told me. Shout out to all my enlighteners. While it's similar to the law of attraction, right? This law explores the idea that compensation can come in different forms. So, like I said, now it could come back from that child, but you might take 60 years. You on your fucking bed, you're an old ass motherfucking man, and he just decide because you doing some dumb shit, you spitting out the goddamn chicken noodle soup, and he trying to help you live longer, and he say, Grandpa. Who, me? Remember 1947, nigga? All I did was ask you, how come there's two suns in the sky? And you slap that nigga. Because then, you know, child is smart. They'll come and ask you questions like that y'all don't know the answer to. And because you don't know the answer, and this nigga keep coming in every day with this shit, you on the phone with your goddamn broker, and he telling you your shit is missing, and he come in talking about, Daddy, how are we spending when the stars that was aligned with the pyramids are still in the same spot? And you go, wow. You ain't never figured it the fuck out. So how you know? So you have to understand that what you put out, what you do, is all for you. This is how we have to hold with the concept of monotheism, like the Buddhists. We all are one. No, not in the sense you like me and I'm like you and you prefer black and I prefer. No. It's a sea in the ocean. It's a field. You see, it's a web. They show you. World Wide Web. It's all about repeating what you sow. Reinforcing the idea that the universe will find unique ways to reward you. Listen to the key idea said here. It says reinforcing the idea that the universe will find unique ways. Do you know what the concept of the wizard with the crystal ball is? That's the universe. That's the dome that you're in. An etheric realm. Ethic. Etheric. Not nothing. It's not like you're gonna go up there. Woo. I don't know what that was with the rocket. They got on YouTube with a rocket going up and hitting the top of the dome. Listen, I'm not gonna doubt that, but for the most part, just as well as you not passing that of the North Pole, getting beyond that, of too far deep into the what I conceive to be, you know what I mean, these ice glazes. This is why there's a treaty there that all beings uphold and will agree upon and will not break. So it's like, for instance, if you want to understand what I'm saying, sit on a chair and let somebody sneak up behind you and start moving their hands behind you. Or just look how fast it finds. Each person is going to vary. Look how fast it's before the individual discovers that someone has come up behind me and or is standing behind me. Some of you people vibrate real low. So, and depending on the energy, that's because we can control our energy. You know, once once I'm not gonna say it's not possible, but I think in some due time, humans will have the ability to control all their cells in their body. And you know what can happen once this people? This is not far fetched to be done, or theory. Controlling your cells in your body. Let's look this up. Here I go, making the stream longer. I just want to be thorough with my lecture. That's all. Informative. I don't want to misinform. I don't like to get my videos saying that I've been misinforming people. Can we control the cells in our body? Okay. That's a fascinating question. Our bodies are intricate systems, right? Listen to what it says. And while we don't have direct conscious control over individual cells, big mistake. You shouldn't think like that. That's an information to keep you less than and becoming more of. There's no way it's impossible for you not to be able to consciously control your cells when in fact your cells go through my brain. You see why I get a little upset sometimes with these teachers and they kick me out of this school? And you got people, they ask me, won't I go to college and online free? I keep telling them the professor not gonna like it when he find out I got over 200, well, actually 400 altogether, videos in debunking pseudoscience. We not gonna get along. Can you imagine me in Harvard? Mr. Hills, you know how the professor get. Mr. Hills, I'd like to see you after the session. See, they deal in the high degrees up there. They don't have classes. You ain't in class. You far beyond being in a class. You went to class when you was in high school. When you graduated from high school, that was your last class. A lot of y'all don't get it. 13 is it. No more class. All this is a design. Check. So moving right along. Oh no, let's finish reading that. I'm sorry. Let's go back to that because that was juicy. Start off lying to us That got me upset. So it says, now here's the kicker. Listen to how this is worded, and you're going to see it's some bullshit. It already stated that it was a fascinating question, right? And then it said, it shouldn't even said anything about me questioning it. Why my shit got to be fascinating? First of all, I didn't know a computer could do that. You now feeling emotional about what the fuck I'm asking? I guess I wonder if I asked it something else, would it tell me is it a dumb question? Or will every question that you ask will it say that's a fascinating question? Then I understand. But listen to its inconsistency. It states that our bodies are intricate systems. It don't say, I wonder how intricate it can get or is, right? But let's keep going. And while we don't have direct conscience, we who? I know you ain't talking about the non-ether Anunnakis and all them niggas and those other people of other dimensions. So know thyself now. Let's go on. Listen. We don't have direct conscious control over individual cells. Our immune system plays a crucial role in maintaining health. Then it goes on to say, let me explain. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Where's the immune system at, people? In your body? How many people at this moment possess any item such as sea moss or anything that will vitamin that will boost the immune system? Of course. So if you're spending 30 days out of a month preparation that of the immune system, which is ultimately is going to have the effect on the cells. Let's see how this play out in the explanation, because I want to know who's doing it then. If it ain't you that's having direct conscious control. They must ain't studied Dr. Sebi's work. Because Dr. Sebi school of thought debunks this. Wow. I remember I studied Dr. Sebi. I got old video CDs too. Anybody want them of Dr. Sebi? You can really hear because they chopping up what he's saying too. I just caught another thing. This system is so vicious and changing. It's crazy. What was it that they saying? It was something Dr. Sebi said, and they switch it up. Let me think give me 1 second. Give me a couple minutes, please. If not, I'll forget about it and it'll pop up later. But oh, today I've heard they say, and it's played on the video, but they switched the mouth speak the tape up or something. I don't know how it's done. Our technology people can bear witness to what I'm explaining here. But I don't want to get deep into this mystery shit going on in the world. I just want to expose people. Just watch out, man. You know, this information restriction in full effect going on. Some things is being deleted. What I heard, I was on a podcast last night of so many other people. Information is being deleted. It's just information restriction, man. That's all. But that saying was Dr. Sebi when he told his mom, or when his mom found out that, I heard people say this also. If they found out, they're going to kill you. There's original tape of when he said that. That's not what he said. He actually used the word, your mom, she says, he says, my mom said they're gonna get you. Get G-E-T. So I'm just saying that to say that be careful. And a lot of times we're not gonna know. But so the point is, do you. Stop worrying about who's who. You wouldn't know anyway. It's been like this for all time. Who you around? People wondering, are they around lizards, reptilians, aliens? Do you, figure you out, manifest you, develop you, and all that you do, it'll come to you. You'll see. All your answers will be answered. Everything, every inclination that you have within yourself. So it said, let me explain. Our immune system is like a vigilant security team. You see, it consists of white blood cells, protein, and organs that work together to protect us from invaders like bacteria, virus, and parasites. So here's my point, people. Your cells are electric. That's what the atom is. That's the spark, the 666. 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, 6 protons. Your cells travel in your blood. As your blood goes through the brain is what's downloading the transformation of information into the cells to make the miracle change become possible in the physical world, along not just with the aura. You see? Much like some people have healed themselves by just thinking, codes, thinking, bone fragments, fractures, displacements, born deformities. They told my mother I wasn't going to walk. Oh, here it is. We manifest. You control all aspects of existence. You must learn how. Here's what to do. Keep invaders out. The immune system prevents germs from entering our body. Destroy invaders. When germs do get in, it attacks, eliminates them, limits harms. It minimizes the damage caused by invaders, and it heals damage after an infection of an injury. The immune system helps heal the body. Oh, you wondering how did that guy heal so good like that? A lot of it, 90% of it has to do with the thinking. You can add a little sea moss. Maybe you want to take a vitamin or two. However, we don't. Well, I don't want to read no more of that. So we're going to go back on to here because that's too much don't. I don't like reading nothing or being around nobody who is don'ting all the time or can't and won't. I'm supposed to be around a win-win situation. Everything that pops up, comes to mind, comes to forefront, that comes into fruition is about let's do. It's not supposed to be there if it's the case. Number 8, law of relativity. Let's move through this expediently so we can get out of here. Relativity suggests that in reality, all things are neutral. Okay? Oh, I feel like explaining, but I'm gonna have to calm down so I can get this. I'll get this over with because I intend to finish these laws. So from here on out, again, I'd recommend that you download this information and go over it thoroughly, people, sentence by sentence, word by word, if you have to. You want to dissect this information, digest it, and manifest it in its relation and what it pertains to you. All right. This is a manuscript that's giving you an idea of the total playbook. It's the red print. You know, like contractors, when they build a building, they got what they call blueprints. You have a red print. Yeah, much like the Democratic and Republican and the Bloods and Crips and hot and cold. You didn't know that blue and red plays out through the whole syncretism of the third rail. You see? What's red and blue mixed? Purple, right. Did you know purple is royalty? Ask the queen. Nothing in the universe and nobody is inherently good or bad. That's just a concept that one of the monkeys made up because they have lack of understanding. You got to understand how this creation process go and went on and where it stemmed from and how many creations been created. See, you stuck in only one type of creation and think that was it. You talking about over 78 trillion years of creating just within this circumference, this sphere right here alone. We ain't talking about outside the ice walls and beyond. Never mind that. They don't want you to know nothing about that. They want you to think that you come from Adam and Eve a little over 6,000 years ago and that you happen to pop up and be in America now to be only just over a little 400 years. If you believe that, you dumber than a box of rocks. That's crazy. You better go sit your ass down and listen to me, nigga. You ain't been here that long, Oh man, can you imagine somebody, a well-educated scholar, coming out of Princeton, sitting debating with somebody like Sanchez or, oh man, this is crazy, bro. But we all gonna get along. You do your thing and we'll do ours. You play your part and we'll play ours. All right. In other words, you see, they only gonna keep the lights on for you. But you gotta ask who giving them the electricity. So that takes us to law number 10, which is the law of polarity. Everything has an opposite according to the law of polarity. Think about good and evil, light and dark, warmth and cold, happiness and sadness. None of those things can exist without their opposite, right? You'll never know what happiness was if you didn't experience some sadness. Check. Happiness wouldn't be so meaningful if you never experienced the feeling of sadness. The key to this law is is that threw me off right there because that's just what I said, and I didn't even read this. That was funny. That's ironic. That kind of caught me. I turned around. That was the next sentence. That was not uh script. I didn't. This is my first time reading these laws. I just picked something to talk about, and I come up and do us a stream on something constructive and positive. So again, I'm pointing this out to show you how you'll know if you on time with time when you start being around that information and energy that suits you, okay? Just like oh, this ain't me. She ain't in my class. He ain't on my level. Right? So the key to this law is acknowledging that all opposites are really just two sides of the same coin. Even the Republicans and the Democraticians. And we're not gonna go there, but I just thought I'd just throw that out there because, like, you're not gonna just stop. I don't want you to study yourself. Study everything in existence. Study everything going on. This way you don't never be bored. They're gonna tell you two things you don't discuss or talk about is religion and politics. Pick that up first. Always be the one who do different, see different. This way, and it's not just to be smart or disagreeable or insubordinate or anything, or rebellion. It's just that somebody got to sit in the back and stay on the outside to watch out while everybody else is digging in the pot, getting all the gold and money and eating good and getting their lick off the lollipop. You ever seen how Muslims pray when they at war? They got people surrounding them, standing up, watching while some pray, and then when they get done praying, they do their thing, and then they stand up and guard them. All right? So this is what it's about. Understanding this law enables you to recognize that both sides, positive and negative, are necessary to help you grow. Oh, you can get the fuck off of Earth if you want. I'll get you a pass. You're going to take on assignment, get down here, and now you crying. That's just like we get on a roller coaster. Dude ready to pull the joint, take off. You talking about, nah, I want to get on. Nah, dog, it's too late now. Come on, man. See what I'm saying? You get back, well, if I get back, I'm looking at that motherfucker when I get off. You nut ass dude. Yeah, you can't get on there when you all everybody strapped in. He done pulled the lock and locked everybody. Now you talking about you want to get off. No. You here to grow. You here to take on assignment, take this licking, take your whippings, grab your shit, tighten up your bootstraps, pull your pants up, put a belt on, and continue on. You're going to have slips and falls. Some of the laws are slipping and greater than others. But still, there's a learning process in all of affairs and events that we partake. You see? You have to get clarity on what you do and what you don't do in life. So that way, you decide that this life wasn't lived to the fullest or the extent in which you had wanted to be, then guess what? You can go ahead and make preparation to go ahead and rock out and come on back and do it all over again. I told you write the book. All you got to do is go on Facebook and find yourself. It'll resonate. Trust me. We working with the law of frequency, energy, and vibration. As long as you don't forget those three fundamental principles, that's the code. 3, 6, and 9 for the third rail, or what y'all call the third dimension. Okay? Which is ultimately you. This is the code. Nikola Tesla said it best. He explained it in a physical concept. He gave it to you in the material world. Showed you how to literally bring in light. I ain't giving it to you in a spiritual sense, using the same format in metaphysics, people. It's the same thing. It's just the macro and the micro. What it say? Let's go back to the laws. What it say? It's recognize that both sides are necessary. No, I'm sorry. We can go back further than that. Where it says that the key to this law is to acknowledge that all opposites are really just two sides of the same coin. Are we clear on that? We're not going to go over this again, people. I'm almost done. We're on Law 11. We're going to wrap this up. We're going to move on to some videos next stream. That's going to resonate with what we talked about. So it's imperative that you remember what we went over through today. And all right? I hope you suck this up like a sponge. If not, make sure you download it and go over it. And you want to live this. You want to be this. You want to see this. And I'm telling you, your boss going to give you a raise. Because he's going to see mightiness in you and you're doing a fine job. I ain't playing. We ain't playing out here today. I'm going to light your skies up, y'all, with that Ouroboros. Y'all think I'm joking. I'm going to make way where you can see that shit, too, because that's not fair. You done missed out on the motherfucking moon eclipse and now the Ouroboros light, northern green lights. My people over here in the east is mad. Psych, these niggas don't even know this shit exists. They ain't talking about it on the east, y'all, on the news. I'm about the only person. I can't even get by and do a video. I'm not going to start it. I'm not going to do it because, again, you're not going to put me out there on blast. You know what I mean? I'm already under the radar. But they ain't talking about how that shit ain't been seen over here. Philadelphia. Huh? New Jersey. New York. Why New York gotta turn orange? They sky gotta turn orange and shit. You mean tell me nobody else city, state, country turned orange except New York? Let's finish up, y'all. We gotta get out of here. We at law 11, which is rhythm. The law of rhythm states that cycles are a natural part of the universe. That's the circle that we're in. That's where the circle come in. Like I showed you in the book, the Kabbalion, that symbol. So yes, the earth is both flat and round. When you say earth, you're encompassing all that exists. Earth is what? Mother Nature. Not you. Some people think we say earth, oh, well, you're just looking at the ground, the dirt. Some of you want to look at it as it being a globe. But no, we're talking about that. Everything else that's adding, including to it. Right? Are we clear? Lady Shea Butter. Okay. Yeah, we're going to go to 12 and get up out of here. I got to go eat. A plate, Mother's Day plate was brought back for me from the old lady. You know what I mean? So her children then cook, and so I got to get up there and see what I heard it's rice and beans. So you can never go wrong with me with rice and beans. You can give me rice and beans every day. I'm good. Yeah. So on law 11, which is law of rhythm, right? And remember, life isn't purely linear according to this law. Rather, it's fluid, like we were saying. You see? ever changing and full of cycles that come and go. Think of the earth seasons. Just because it's cold out during winter doesn't mean things won't warm up during summer. You may expect yourself to be one way constantly, but in truth, all things come in cycles and nothing is permanent. All right? And how do we use this law of rhythm? We reflect on the law of rhythm to gain some perspective and remind ourselves to enjoy the good times while they last. You want to be in the moment, feel. Don't just do because it's something to be doing. Oh, I'm just going to sit around these people. Just no, get involved. This law is an excellent reminder that difficult times won't last forever. All right. Eventually, they have to end. The cycle will change, and you might suddenly find yourself in a much more prosperous stage of life. And you will, because why? You've been setting and gearing yourself up continuously, constantly with what we say lofty thoughts, right? What it says in the declaration that I read earlier, it says, we fashion the tools with which we build ourselves heavenly mansions of joy and strength and peace. So I need to have the things around me. If it's a book, okay. If it's a cell phone downloaded with apps on it, it could be whatever. It might be just maybe you don't need that. You good with just sitting and reflecting, meditating, or doing thumbs and finger exercises, studying your hand, observing how many times or which line has made its shift or change. See, because a lot of people don't know your master plan is inside your hand. And inside your hand is the diagram which changes every 7 years. You have to learn to see that and do that, people. All right. You're your own Psalms reader. You're your own palm reader. You don't need nobody to read your palm. You walking down the street, you see a sign sitting outside says, come on in and read your palm. No, you read your own palm. And it don't take no school studying a lesson or even questioning me, no one else as to what it means or how do you do it. You do it. You figure it out. Go inside yourself. I might tell you, I might give the wrong answer. You don't want to ask me. In an event, you got to be careful asking other people about yourself, because in this world is greed. They like to control energy. They like to control you. And this is why people get shy and don't open up around people, because they know they use people weaknesses and take vulnerable of them. And so you have to be careful, because somebody who don't mean you well, they definitely not going to tell you well. So it's a good habit to ask yourself and answer yourself. Talk to yourself and answer yourself. Not the cat down the road. I'm telling you, that nigga may have you be all fucked up. You didn't thought somebody gave you a Mickey. All right? So regardless, try reflecting on your internal rhythms as well. That's what I mean. Right? Notice how you feel when you're out. You in the crowd, you see a particular conversation, people going on, they smoking a cigarette or whatever. You got your little glass of wine and he got marijuana blowing. Are you feeling some kind of negative way about an individual because that thereof or so? Huh? This is what you do when you check your own rhythm. Are there any negative cycles that are doing more harm than good? Can you change them? That's what you want to do, people. Never mind that nigga smoking a goddamn cigarette. It's not going to do you no good or bad, whether they smoke a cigarette or not. You shouldn't smoke. Smoking isn't good for you. There's people 83 years old still smoking cigarettes. No, it's not good for you. That's the law you made in your mind. Keep that to you. You entreating. I'm entreating. I'm being compulsive now. I'm in what they call that trespassing. Yeah. On somebody else's psyche. You telling them something ain't good for me. What's that, a trick? I thought you was my friend. Nigga, don't you know I love to smoke cigarettes? I remember I was at a situation, somebody on their dying bed. The person requested for, I forget what it was, but it was some high fructose corn syrup, bad shit. I said, no, you can't have that. Then the other person said, well, yeah, we're going to get it for you. We'll bring it. So we get outside and we go to get it. I said, why you want to do that to the person? The person is like, ain't going to be here no more. You know what I'm talking about? Well, she said, well, I'd rather let the person get what they want and let them go peacefully and happy the way that they feel. And that made sense to me. You know? All that life, that's what the fuck, that's all they know. Well, shit, you're going to be mad at me. I said, no. I come back with some goddamn Fiji water. They're going to look at it, they're going to throw that shit at me, nigga. The fuck, I don't drink. I'm dying. I got a couple more days left, and I told you I want some Pepsi. And you bring me back some Fiji water. All our good intentions. Well, the doctor said you're dying from too much, whatever's in Pepsi. Yeah. You throwing up, that motherfucker throwing up blood. They talking about, bring me back a pack of cigarettes. Here it is, because you think you're doing a good thing in life. You don't bring back the pack of cigarettes. Now that person got bad energy gazed and sent towards and at you. They're going to sit there and hope that when you dying, I hope you don't get this. I swear, y'all may think this is a sad and thing awful to do, but you don't know the psyche of these different levels of these different psyches out here. And none of it's bad or good. It is what it is. We're here to grow. If you don't want to grow, you got to go. Ain't that what they say? Ain't that seems like what the earth says? A nigga die when either they done growing or they don't want to grow. And you got religious people, they chalk it up as, God took him away. He ain't want nothing with his life. God gonna take you away when you don't want nothing with your life. I hear him all the time. Y'all know that be them women out there talking. So look, last one, which is the law of gender, which in my biography, these concepts are extensive, people. These are just brief here. But I do think it do a very good job in explaining and having a state of balance in its conception. Phew. Now, since we've got that out the way, let's read our last and final law. And then, like I said, my next stream and video is going to be on videos from other people. We're going to have some hosts on my stream, not live, but via video. I'm going to show video. And again, how it resonates to the laws that dictates and governs our universe, and how it is actually you who are manipulating and controlling them. If not, you're going to have to continue to let heart do it. They ain't got no problem with that. They already told me that. They said, hey, if mother don't want to control the nature herself, then by all means, we got to back up. You know how white America is. They always like to have backup. So just in case that fail, they got something for you. If you can't get out here and produce, they'll start producing for you. They love to control you. right? Look at their military. You got to go by what they call chain of command. That's not how it is on the 5th and 6th, 7th dimension. There is no goddamn Indians and chiefs. You can't even evolve. I mean, what's the right concept I'm looking for? It is evolve, but you to keep it human conceptual, you can't even function with some of the same actions and thoughts that you bring here on this realm. There. That's how big of a difference it is. Not even the same mathematical science equations can be used. You see? So the law of gender is about balancing masculine and feminine energy. Remember, as below, so above. Energy is nothing more than what you know as spirit. And you want to balance your spirit, the masculine and feminine within yourself, the yin and yang. All right? Don't worry about what it is. It's going to get into it. I told you this is an in-depth concept, laws, but I'm not sure. By briefly reading through it, real quick, I think it does a good job of wrapping it up with the key idea of it is to be. So, in continuing, let me state that it's not actually about biologically or sex. Let me repeat, the law of gender has nothing to do with biology or sex. All right? It's about two kinds of energy. Confident, action-oriented masculine energy and flowing creative feminine energy. All right? The law suggests that too much of either energy can lead to an imbalanced mindset. Find your own balance of masculine and feminine energy in life and figure out which situations might call for each type of energy. For example, are there times when it might help you to channel that decisive and strong-willed masculine energy? Are there times when it might be better to use feminine energy and be more introspective and adaptive? I'll give you another example. Fellas, you need to know this one all the time. This is where you're going to have to let your bitch come out you. You in the supermarket. Or you at a bodega corner store. Your family in the car waiting for you. You figure you might want to run in and grab you some smoke material. You know, some roll-ups. You might want to grab some raw rolling paper or something. You know, somebody bumped you coming out the door. And you turn around only looking for the response of some courtesy of excuses. But he pulls out his jacket or his shirt or opens his jacket and shows you the button of some hammers. But you packing too. Mind you, your family in the car. What type of energy do you portray at that moment? A, masculine. You grip that nigga up by the throat, slam him against the wall, take his gun from him, pistol whip him. Your kids jumping and hollering like, "Oh, dad, yeah, you the fucking man." Your wife, she creaming all in the pan because she sees you're nothing but a superhero. Or B, you humble yourself, continue on in the store, grab your product, leave the store, and tell that man to have a good day. These are descriptions of being masculine and feminine. You don't have to grab him by the genitals. You don't need to be getting sexual. You have to apply different tactics, and the tactics are categorized in this realm as yin and yang. Okay? You're positive and you're negative. Let's take a battery, for instance. Would you say the negative end of the battery is no good, is bad? No, it serves its purpose. Without the negative, you can't have both sides positive because you're a positive person. Oh, I'm positive. Well, you got any batteries that positive on both sides? Oh, my man, where you think you at? you, you got to have both sides. You need both in this realm. So you have to learn it masculine and apply it appropriately, people. That's all I'm saying. And that's going to conclude our show for this evening. I hope you've all got something out of it. Now, I know I've been doing a lot of talking, and it's come time for me to shut up and go get that food that awaits me. I'm going to hit some of my tunes right here that I put together. This one is going to be I'm Feeling So Right. All right. Make sure you take care of yourself, elevate on purpose, and do a great job at it. All right. Because nobody's going to love you and take care of you like you do, or you would. All right. Lady Shea Butter. Yeah, we out of here. Thanks for coming through. We appreciate the energy. Always much respect and love. Looking out for your new your next drop with your music, with the tunes, and the vibrations, and the frequencies. Definitely, it's been real. Who else was that? Big Dog Philly OJ. Yup, I know he not around, but it's okay. I'm going to be live on his chat. I'm gonna go over there, catch him on live on one of his chats. I'm looking forward to. There's not going to be too many people. It's only I might look into Black Magic 363, but it's just got to be a certain type C, a format that I'm gonna have to that I'm looking for to come at with because these fellas they do an excellent job in enlightening. Somebody once said they're teaching, yeah, for all props and respects that's due, teaching where we supposed to be heading with this moral, all right, the morality of our existence. And these younger beings today, I think, is doing a fine job at doing what they're doing, bringing in that enlightenment. So again, I want to thank everything and every person and everybody come through that's watched either over the radar or under the radar. I'm gonna hit that bell again because you are some special people. Make sure you hit your heart button. Be on the lookout for my next stream. It's going to be on Facebook and YouTube where we're going to look at videos that's actually other people doing how these concepts of what we thought was impossible is actually possible, and all along that the mystery God that everyone has been so long looking for is actually themselves. All right, peace, love, and light. I'm out. This is I'm Feeling So Right. Oh, I better cut the speaker on first.
Power on. Bluetooth connected.
shining up in my childhood. Yo, feeling caught in the neighborhood. I've been rocking in the light, feeling so right. I've been rocking in the light, feeling so right. I've been rocking in the light, feeling so right. Yo, feeling caught. Yeah. They're looking in the light, feeling so right. Everything all tight, loving the sights. They're looking in the light, feeling so right. Everything all tight, loving the sights.
I be in the light, I be feeling so bright. I be in the hood and I'm doing alright.